If you were no longer affected by the judgment of others and you stopped judging yourself, would you make different choices? Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here's the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Possibilities Coach, Christine McIver.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am thrilled that you are here. We have got another really wildly packed show for you today. And you know what? Here on Inspired Choices and the Inspired Choices Network, we really desire to bring more choices, more possibilities to the table for you to create your life, your relationships, the joy to increase, the possibilities to expand. And, it just really lights us up when you're here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are listening in the replay, I so appreciate you clicking on my show, and I would love to hear your feedback. So I'm not going to ask for your feedback at the end. I'm going to ask for it at the beginning. So you remember, if there's something that really pops for you or if you have any more questions, I would love for you to contact me. So I am the host of the Inspired Choices radio show. My name is Christine McIver, and you can connect with me at Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. So tonight, the show is all about outrageous receiving. Outrageous receiving actually requires you pulling your thumb out of your butt. Did you actually know that? It was a fun title that popped, and a lot of what really inspired this was what I was seeing that people were choosing. We've got a lot of information out there, and actually being able to decipher what works, what will really turn things up, is what has prompted tonight's show. So last week, the show was about business blocks and bullshit. And I tell you, I think that was one of my very favorite shows that I've ever done. If you've listened to me before, you know that I really do enjoy business, and I enjoy playing with the possibilities of what you like to create in the world. So that show was awesome. If there's something in your life that you're doing, a part-time business, a full-time business, or you're just thinking about doing business, or you know someone who's in business, check that show out. So that was dated, I'll get the date for you in just a second. It was October the 25th, 2017, so you can catch that in the archives. So again, tonight we're going to be talking about outrageous receiving. Before we jump into that, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. If you're new to who I am a possibilities coach. And what that is I work with people. I work in concert with them in moving forward in the areas that they desire to expand, change, and possibly create. Whether that's in their business, whether that's in their personal life, maybe they're looking to change a relationship, maybe that's with their self-confidence. Or possibly you have a business, you have a team, and you would like coaching with your team. That's what I do. I come in to work with what is working for you and expanding it and looking at what isn't working so that we can definitely flip it and flip it quickly. So some of the programs that I love working with are, first of all, the Pleasure of Business. It's a program, it's a 24-week program. You can join the entire program, or you can join 1, 2, however many weeks you would like, or I have a special I'm going to tell you about tonight where you can just get the recordings, not actually join, but get the information and hit the ground running with your business expanding and growing. I also have one of my favorite programs is called the Divorce with Dignity program. And this program is all about showing you how you can honor yourself, your partner that you're choosing to end the partnership with, and how you can honor everything you've created in the past. Now, that can be a love partner. That can be someone who you were in business with. It might even be a relationship like a friendship. It's any kind of relationship that is coming to an end. If you would like to have it close with ease and honor and dignity, that's the program that I would love to share with you. So you can learn all about all of the programs, all of the classes and events that I'm putting on at my personal website, inspiredchoices.ca. So, and as always, if you have any questions, if anything's popping, I always give everyone a 30-minute session where we can just talk and see what would really work for you and how I can contribute to you and really have you step into the best you that you've ever desired to have. So, do contact me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. So tonight, as I said, outrageous receiving requires pulling one's thumb out of one's butt. Ask and you shall receive is great. It's phenomenal. I use it all of the time. And would you be interested in outrageous receiving? Receiving requires many things. None of them are hard, but what you have to be doing is asking is one of them, and pulling your thumb out of your butt big time is another. The universe is always supporting you and wanting you to have and receive all of it. But you, my friends, you have to do your part. Are you willing to do your part? Are you really, truly willing to change everything in your life as it is pertaining to receiving? So I can tell you that this is a subject that I've been fascinated with. I've been frustrated with. I thought I understood a lot of it. Then I come across more things and I'm like, what the hell is all of this? And it has been a wild ride personally, all about receiving. So, you know, we can be receiving in all sorts of areas of our life, but to be outrageously receiving requires you to be so present, for you to be so conscious with your words, with your actions, with your thoughts. Because what we do know, I mean, everybody's heard of The Secret. To some degree, you may or may not resonate with it, but we know that thoughts become things. We absolutely know that. And we also know that what we are focusing on expands. But what happens to most of us? And I've been talking about this quite a bit with a dear friend of mine who has been visiting for the last week. And it's like, what really happens when we are asking and we're focusing and we're paying attention, and then all of a sudden, quote unquote, life happens, right? Life happens, and you wake up the next morning and you're like, damn it. This shit doesn't work. What the hell? I did everything right. Why me? Wah, wah, wah. Anybody else ever find yourself in that predicament? Well, I certainly have. And it's been an interesting life up till now of the back and forth. So what is really required with the outrageous receiving? Well, the first thing that's required is for you to be willing to do whatever it takes to change what has not been working. And I don't mean to say, yeah, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. It's like, no, enough. I'm doing whatever it takes. I am not stopping. Nothing, no one, no circumstance, I don't care what the hell it is, nothing is stopping me from changing this. Do you have that type of conviction? Now, you don't have to be outrageously boisterous like I am. But do you have that conviction in your bones? Does it run through your blood? Do you absolutely, positively know that you're not stopping and you're having it? Truth? Do you kind of waver some days? Are you some days like, yeah, that's me, and then other days you're like, no, or you're just like, yeah, I'm having it? Are you putting your whole body into this having it? Or are you kind of playing it like hot and cold, right? No, now you're cold. Oh, now you're hot. Oh, now you're cold. Where are you at with your receiving, truly? Do you say you're willing to do it, and then when it comes time, do you actually crap out on yourself? You know, the only person that is not actually moving forward with the outrageous receiving is the person that's not determined to absolutely, positively change this. And guys, it doesn't take an enormous amount of work to change it. But what it does take is for your willingness to change it. I'm going to have it. I'm going to be so tenacious with continuously looking at this whenever something is not going in the direction of my outrageous receiving. I'm willing to look at it and get super vulnerable. You know, one of the things that I often have said, one of the things that I'm super grateful for about me, and I hope some of you can say what you're super grateful about you, but one of the things I'm super grateful about me is that I'm willing to get vulnerable. I'm willing to look ridiculous. I am absolutely willing to put my crap out on the table, because you know what? I'm changing it. I am changing it no matter friggin' what. And if you think I'm crazy, cool. If you think, oh my God, how could she dare share something so personal? Cool. What you think of me is none of my business. But my journey, what I came here to be and do and have and play and receive, that's my business. And I'm going to mind my business. And when we're minding our business, we're literally constantly mining. We're digging, right? If you're in a mine, you're digging. I'm constantly digging. I am like Digger the dog. I am constantly digging. What else? What's going on there? So that's one of the biggest things in pulling your thumb out of your butt. You can't just sit there. You can't just allow yourself to constantly go up and down, because if you're unhappy with something, you're the only one that can change it. You're the only one that can step into this full throttle and make it happen. And I promise you, you can make it happen. You have got to be willing. The willingness to do anything changes it. Because, you know, as long as you're willing, and I tell you, there's many, many days where I will wake up, and it's very interesting because I know oftentimes when I'm waking up and I have this intensity in my world that it's not always mine. So I know that I wake up with this intensity, and sometimes I just do not want to move forward. I have got this overwhelming sadness or overwhelming frustration in my world, and I don't want to move forward. And I'll tell you, recently I remember waking up one morning and starting to hear that negative chatter in my head, and I literally screamed out, no, I'm not going to have this again today. That was my willingness to stop it. Are you willing to look this insanity in the face and claim it? No, that's not happening on my watch today. No, I'm not going to continue to allow these negative thoughts to permeate my reality, because I'm in charge of my reality. You see, that program that you run 24/7, 365 between your ears called your mind, that's been programmed over and over and over again. And there is so many automatic programs running in your brain, like the automatic program, when you touch this, this is how this feels. When you taste this, this is how that tastes. When you go here, this is what you experience. Those automatic programs that you've been programming for your life, every second of every day you create an experience, and you are programming the system simultaneously with your experience. So when you go to be in that space again, when you go to have that experience that's similar to the past, that auto program pops right back up again. So how many automatic programs running your life are you not willing to be aware of? And if you find yourself choosing or experiencing the same thing over and over again, my friends, you have these automatic programs running. So would you be willing to pull your thumb out of your butt and identify them and go, you know what? Wow, that's so crazy because I keep choosing this. I keep saying this. I keep doing that. I had that exact same thing, that I would find myself saying the same thing over and over again. And you know, how many people do you know that you hear them say something over and over, and I can't think of something, maybe somebody in the chat room will think of something, but you know, you'll hear them say something and you just kind of look at them like, wow, It's no wonder their life is like this because they keep saying that. And these are those throwaway sentences. They're their throwaway sayings that we don't think have an impact. They absolutely have an impact on our life. Those are the moments of creation with our words. If you know that's going on with you, but you're not aware of it, you're not catching it, ask a good friend. Ask a good friend, hey, if you ever hear me kind of say some throwaway sentences or you hear me say some throwaway sayings that sound like I'm not even aware, it's just automatic, like I say the same thing over and over again, will you please let me know? Because it's really interesting when somebody brings that to your attention. And I know I have many dear friends that have said these things to me, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize that I was saying that. So your words do create, and so do your thoughts, and many, many other things. So we're going to go for our first break of the night, and when we get back, we're going to jump right back into this. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to take your calls. You can call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, or in Canada 613-800-8736, or for anyone outside of Canada or the U.S., you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. I would love to take your questions, or I would love to hear from you in the chat room. So let's go for our first break, and when we get back, we'll jump further into this. So you are listening to the Inspired Choices radio show with myself, Christine McIver, and tonight, outrageous receiving requires pulling one's thumb out of one's butt. Stay tuned, everyone.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning in to Inspired Choices radio show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you ready to have pleasure with your business? Yes, I said pleasure with your business. The Pleasure of Business a la carte will surprise you with topics like meet yourself in the boardroom, money, services, and you. Expand your visibility. The pleasure of communication. The pleasure of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Christine McIver has so much pleasure with business and loves teaching all things business. Beginning a new business? Desiring to expand a current business? Or looking to resurrect a business that has been dormant? This program will get you fired up and bring more pleasure than you have ever imagined. Exhausted with your excuses for not creating a phenomenal business? Join now for all the pleasure with business. Pleasure of Business a la carte gives you total choice for what you desire and what your business requires. That's 24 weeks of different topics to choose from with weekly calls, audio and video recordings, and PDFs. This class will have you dive right in and use tools to create the business that has been speaking to you. Go to inspiredchoices.ca for full details or join the Facebook page Pleasure of Business a la carte. Now is the time for you and your business.
This is Inspired Choices radio show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around tonight. You are with me on the radio show tonight. We are talking about outrageous receiving and what is really required for you to have way more outrageousness. Would you be willing to have so much outrageousness that it would actually shock you? How much more receiving can you actually turn up in your life? I'm loving the chat room comments. We have someone that says, hot and cold for sure. I say I'm in, but I let distractions pull me off track. And I'm willing to change that. Awesome. And would you be willing to call yourself on this? You don't have to put this out publicly, but would you be willing to say, you know what? I let myself be distracted again. Wow. What is that? How many of us actually find ourselves on our phones and we're social mediaing and we're playing video games or whatever, and we're mindlessly choosing? Do you ever catch yourself in that and you go, wait a second, stop. You are choosing to be distracted right now. Now, there are moments where I can honestly say that life is intense or it's been really going very, very quickly, and there are moments when I need to tap out and just go, okay, I just need to be mindless for a few minutes. I just need to, one of my things is there's a couple shows that I really like to watch on TV, and I tape them so I can utilize them whenever I desire or require to utilize them to just tap out. But that's not sitting there in front of the TV for 6 hours on end. It's like a half an hour, and that just kind of gives me space. Another great thing is to go for a walk. Go out in nature. That will give you the space so you come out of this automatic pilot of distracting yourself, and then you are seriously then able to recognize what you're doing and how you can choose to change that. So we've got a couple other people saying that they have received some huge, outrageous things recently, and they see how they can really ramp things up consciously choosing and asking. Yeah, if you remember a few months back, this past May, I had a program called Up Your Ask, and it was 100 days of consciously asking. And it was a fabulous program. I absolutely loved it, and we've got more things coming down the pipeline about that. But that also, the asking is phenomenal, and then the receiving has to come in behind that. So one of the great things to add to your outrageous receiving is to take action every day, every single day, one step towards what you're asking for, okay? And you may not even, quote unquote, know what that step should be. But if you are desiring something in your life, ask yourself, what could I choose today to move me in the direction of that ask? And watch your awareness. Watch the communication from the universe. You will suddenly find yourself going to speak to someone you don't usually speak to, or going to create maybe a post on social media, or maybe you're walking into a store you would never normally walk into. You will find suddenly that the universe is giving you clues. It's like playing scavenger hunt with the universe. For so many years, I've always had this in my mind that it's like the universe plays scavenger hunt with us. We put out an ask, and then when we start to take a step, the universe goes, look under the rock, Christine, look under the rock. And under the rock says, go to the store. Go to that store you don't like. Go in there. Go in there. And it's this one thing after another. And before you know it, you're being introduced to something. You're being introduced to a new possibility, or you're meeting someone new, or you're having people ask you a question, or suddenly you're literally coming across something that you've been looking to add to a collection for years. The universe is there with everything that you desire. You will be denied nothing. But it does require you taking action. I speak to a lot of people about their businesses. A lot of people. And I'll ask them what they're looking for, and inevitably, well, I want to make more money, or I'd like more clients, or I would, I'd like to be more visible. And I'm like, okay, so tell me what you're choosing. What are you doing to actually move in that direction? Well, I have a website. Okay. Cool. That's great. It's like a virtual business card. Okay, what else? And then they go blank. Now, somehow a lot of people got the message that having a website is an automatic way to grow your business. It's not. It's an ingredient, right? It's one of the things that's required. It's so important that we understand that there are pieces of a business that are required, but while you have those things set in place, people are not just suddenly discovering them, right? So what are you choosing? What are you choosing today? So you create a website, awesome, and then what do you do, right? Do you then promote it? Do you tell people about it? Are you talking about it? Are you sharing with people what you're doing on that website, right? Are you in the creation and in the visualization of who you are and what you do? Or are you waiting for somebody to ask you? If you are waiting for somebody to ask you, darling, you're going to be waiting a very, very long time. Because here's what I know, is most people are in tunnel vision. Most people are thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what you're going to ask them. Okay? Most of us are not thinking about deliberately going over and asking somebody what they're doing. And I can tell you this, that more than 50% of the time, when they do actually ask you, they're asking you so that you'll turn around and ask them. Okay? So you getting in there and you actually bringing forth something of value to them and communicating what you do or what you can contribute is a huge step forward. So what else? What else can you be doing? What else can you choose today that will bring you towards your desires? If you want to have a successful business, you want to have, let's say you want to be an international speaker. Have you ever spoken in a group? That, if it's a no, there's a great thing to look to. Go out and find some group where you can actually get up, even if it's just for 10 minutes, and talk to a group of maybe 10 people about what it is that you do. It's a step, right? Do you desire to be taken really seriously in your business? Is that something you desire? Do you take what you do seriously? Do you honor your business? Do you actually dress up for your business? If you would put on nice clothes and do your hair and makeup and, make sure you shower and wear deodorant and everything for an employer outside of your own life, will you do that for you? Most people actually are sitting at home in their grubs and they're not actually dressing for the part of the life that they desire to have. How do you feel when you get dressed up for work? How do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you walk with your shoulders back a little bit more? Do you have more confidence? Or do you, just slouch around and kind of feel sorry for yourself? I know right away, like this morning, I got to tell you, today has been a really interesting day. And I still continue to choose. So today I woke up actually at 4 a.m., could not get back to sleep, got up at 5:30, started to work on some technical issues actually, and I was hoping to go back to bed and never did. So I have been up ever since. So what is it, 16 hours straight here. And there's been one technical issue after another. It has been a juggling day of magna-friggitude. And there's been some body issues. There's been all sorts of things. And I just wanted to scream, and I wanted to run away, and I wanted to bitch and complain and, do all of that. And then I went, okay, I got to choose to change this. I've got to be willing to pull my thumb out of my butt on this, because I'm the only one that can change it. So guess what I did? I went and had a beautiful bath. And then I put on a beautiful dress, and I did my hair and my makeup. That's what I did. And then I was able to start looking at what is it that I desired in that moment, in the moments that came after that. I was able to get space. First of all, when you go in water or you go in nature, even putting on music, you get so much space. And then once I had that space, I continued to choose forward. Don't go back into the old shit. Choose forward. Take one more step and keep asking questions that can change the energy of everything that's up in your world. And remember, and this is a reminder that is so, so critical, is remember that the universe has got your back. The universe always desires to support you and to give to you whatever you are asking for. So how many times a day do you remind yourself of that? That's one way to pull your thumb out of your butt, because it gets you present again. Oh, yeah. The universe has got my back, and I've got my back, because I'm going to keep choosing forward. I'm going to take another step, and I'm going to take another step. And even when I'm having such a terrible friggin' day, maybe I'm going to scream, maybe I'm going to beat some pillows, maybe I'm going to cry, and then I'm going to dust myself off, and I'm going to take another step. So wherever you are, please know, you, my friends, you are the most important ingredient in your receiving. It's in your asking, what you're focusing on, and the steps you take each and every day that change the receiving. Because receiving doesn't just come, a lot of us thought that, all I have to do is ask, and then I can just hang around and it's going to knock on the door. No. You've got to be in the energy of the receiving. You've got to be in that level of expectation. And taking a step every day shows the universe, oh, she's ready. Oh, yeah, there's another step. Oh, yeah, she's following all of our treasure hunt notes, all of our little nudges she's choosing. And we're bringing it in closer and closer and closer with all of that. So, my friends, we are going to go for our second break of the night. When we get back, I want to tell you about a few outrageous things that I want to bring to the table for each and every one of you. And then we're going to get back into tonight's show. So if you have any questions, please come on in the chat room. Just come over to InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can jump in the chat room from the menu bar, or if you're listening in the replay, please feel free to send me an email. I would love to answer your questions even after the show's been live. So you are listening to the Inspired Choices radio show here on the Inspired Choices Network with myself, Christine McIver, and tonight, outrageous receiving requires pulling one's thumb out of one's butt. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning in to Inspired Choices radio show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How long have you been waiting to uncloak your magic? To allow the magic within you to rise and catalyze into an extraordinary life deep down you know is possible. Live Your Magic is a 2.5-day experience that will move you beyond your mind, ignite your body, and activate the magic that is you. If you are ready to radically tap into your desires, generate more aliveness in your body and your life, then join us at a Live Your Magic event somewhere in the world. Go to megansolito.com and click on events to learn more today. That's MEGANSILLITO.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736. Or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Wow. Outrageous receiving. What's that all about? So before we jump back in, I would like to tell you about 3 amazing packages that came to me last week that I'd like to share with you. And they're all about business, because business does turn me on, and I would love to share businesses. I love seeing businesses profit. I love seeing businesses pop up and expand, and people playing in the pleasure of business. That turns me on big time, because I know it's possible to have so much more joy with business. So here's 3 programs that I wanted to offer you. So the first one is called The Pleasure of Business Recordings. I referred to it at the beginning of the show. 24 hours of slam-packed, step-by-step, step-by-step classes, each and every hour showing you some aspect that can add to your business and showing you how to do it with, step-by-step walkthroughs on videos and so on. So you get a video and audio and amazing notes to help you expand each and every week. That is valued at $3,600. If you purchase the class, it's $1,500. That's Canadian, not U.S. And the one-time only offer that's not going to be around too much longer is you can purchase just the recording, so not joining the live class, but just purchase the recordings for only $777. So that's about $600 US, and that's a 48% savings just on that package alone. The second package is called the Business Synergy Sweep. So this is where I do a full business review of your business. I evaluate your website. I help you clean it up. I make sure that everything is ticking. You're not missing any valuable information, any connection points on that website for people to create and choose you. I also look at up to 6 social media profiles, branding to the consistency, helping to tweak that, clean that from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of it. I create a library system for all of your creations, set up a store for your website and Facebook, create a system for you and your team to create, post, and catalog every one of your creations. And I consult on where you can expand. So we are going to have some one-on-one conversations. Basically, I'm going to work with you and your team for 20 hours. That's regular $3,000. And for the first 10 people, that's 50% off. So that's $1,500 only for 20 hours of my time. And that's a lot. And I can work fast because I've been doing this for years. People are actually quite blown away. And I show you how you can create products, whatever it is that you require to expand in your business. I'm going to work with you on that. And the third promotion is a business examination consultation. So this is 1 hour of me with, quote unquote, Dr. Christine, putting your business on the operating table and really looking at what's missing, where the blocks are, and how you can go about changing that and really moving forward. So with all of these packs, now that package is regular $250, the business examination consultation, and I'm offering it for only $77 for an hour of my time to review all things about your business. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had over 25 years of business experience, and I love technology. I mean, I really love technology. So these 3 packages, you will get more than you can possibly imagine with that. And as I said, those packages are limited time offer. They're not going to be lasting for a very long time. You can get it in the replay, all the information in the replay, or at the inspiredchoices.ca website. Or you can email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca, and I can talk to you more about that. Okay, now back to the show. Now, guys, do you see what I just did there? I took an action step towards my outrageous receiving. I'm more than willing to have people go, wow, she really shared a lot there. Wow, she's really selling. Well, you know what, guys? I am willing to do what's required to turn up my receiving. Oh, thank you, Monique. Monique's in the chat room, and she said, I'm so happy that I work with you for 6 months. Monique is a wonderful, amazing woman that I've just been having so much fun working one-on-one with. She's been a private coaching client, and we've been creating, and she's been really choosing to step forward in her business. It's so much fun, as I said, to work with people that are really ready to change it. So, are you willing? Are you really willing to step forward and to choose what's required? Are you willing to have people judge you? And are you willing to be like, cool, they're judging me? When you are staying in your lane, when you are staying happy, when you're choosing your happiness, when you're choosing to create what it is that you desire in life, when somebody is judging you, it's not going to knock you off your track because you are consciously choosing what it is that you desire. So when you are taking a step each and every day, and ask, if it's your business, ask your business, what step would contribute to us expanding you today? And your business will communicate with you just like the universe did. Remember that I told you? That's exactly the same way. Suddenly things will be coming in your path. You'll be hearing something, you'll be reading something, and it will synergistically come together. I've got to tell you a really cool example of this that just made me laugh out loud today. So a very dear friend of mine, who happens to be my producer tonight, Rhonda Burns, who's a potent creator of her own. She lives in Rutrow, she says. She lives in Dallas, Texas, and I live in Toronto, Canada. And she was going through some bumps of her own, as we all do, and she just didn't know which way to turn, what she was going to do. And she thought about going to this specific class, I think it was in California. And, then she got like, no, it was really not, that was really heavy. It wasn't popping. So she chose to come here. It was popping to come here, but we didn't know what that was going to look like. So she came here, and we've been having a great time this week, talking and laughing and, creating and just enjoying time together. We haven't really done a whole lot of quote-unquote creation, but doing a lot of connecting, and it's been wonderful. And her birthday's coming up at the end of November. And I had ordered these 2 books, not knowing when these books, how I was going to get the book to her. I pre-ordered it, didn't know how I was going to get it to her, because at the time of ordering those books, I didn't know that she was going to be here. It wasn't planned. It was a really last-minute planned trip. So originally, the plan was, I think, for her to leave to go back home yesterday. And she's not leaving until tomorrow. And we were talking about this book and how amazing it's going to be. And I said to her, I actually got you a copy for your birthday. And she goes, oh my God, that's amazing. And I said, but I don't know how I'm going to get it to you because I have no idea when it's coming in. And you remember this morning how I was saying that it was just a crappy morning? And I actually was thinking about that book and, what would it take? What else is possible? And kind of put it aside with all the crazy that was happening. And then I got an email from the delivery service saying that the book was going to be in today. It was going to be in today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how amazing is that, right? Well, we got the book, and then the next thing we knew that amazing book came along with an online class. And when we, quote unquote, were not able to do our regularly programmed work today, we created space to be able to look at that program. And we actually spent about an hour and a half going through that program. And it turned both of us up and lit up our world and started to unlock so much of what we've both been desiring that we put into motion months ago. So, do you see, guys, just by taking another step and following what really turns you on and lights you up, what literally is light, what is easy, without having the knowing on how it's going to come out, boom, the universe has got your back. The normal me would have gone, well, that doesn't make any sense to buy 2 books. She lives in another country, then I'm going to have to pay for shipping, and, that'll be a pain in the butt, and all this blah, 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 blah. And I just didn't. I really, one of the things that is, I'm seeing it now, one of the things that often occurs in my world when something is really cool, when the universe has really, really got my back, it kind of comes in with a whisper and goes out, and I don't really get my head involved in it, and I just kind of go, yeah, choose it, and just keep going on, and then before you know it, boom, this huge expansion comes in. That has happened with choosing to be a radio show host, choosing to be a radio show producer. It's happened with so many, many, many things that when I keep my head out of it and I follow these little nudges, before I know it, there is this absolute amazingness that comes forward. So, would you be willing to just follow your gut? Just take those steps and don't decide whether it's right or wrong step. Just keep choosing and watch how the universe has seriously got your back, and seriously see what it is that the universe desires to contribute to you in every moment. It really, really is magical. And when you know that you have all that's required because you are a born creator, when you know that, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Except you, actually. That's it. Okay, we're going to go to our last break of the night, and we're going to wrap up tonight's show. Thank you so much for sticking around. Oh, my God, I've been having so much fun, and I can't believe it's just about over. Wow. So, you are listening to the Inspired Choices radio show with myself, Christine McIver, on the Inspired Choices Network. We're talking about outrageous receiving. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning in to Inspired Choices radio show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you ready to have pleasure with your business? Yes, I said pleasure with your business. The pleasure of business a la carte will surprise you with topics like meet yourself in the boardroom, money, services, and you. Expand your visibility. The pleasure of communication. The pleasure of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Christine McIver has so much pleasure with business and loves teaching all things business. Beginning a new business? Desiring to expand a current business? Or looking to resurrect a business that has been dormant? This program will get you fired up and bring more pleasure than you have ever imagined. Exhausted with your excuses for not creating a phenomenal business? Join now for all the pleasure with business. Pleasure of Business a la carte gives you total choice for what you desire and what your business requires. That's 24 weeks of different topics to choose from with weekly calls, audio and video recordings, and PDFs. This class will have you dive right in and use tools to create the business that has been speaking to you. Go to inspiredchoices.ca for full details or join the Facebook page, Pleasure o' Business a la carte. Now is the time for you and your business.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736 or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow, this night went really, really quick. You are listening to Outrageous Receiving, and what is required is pulling one's thumb out of one's butt. You have to take action. That's the big, big message tonight. Yes, ask, and yes, do know that the universe has got your back, but it does require you taking action. And please, 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 this is a big request from me. Please follow what turns you on and lights you up. Please follow your knowing and ask. And if that's something that you struggle with is really knowing what's true for you and learning about that, you can connect with me. I do one-on-one sessions. You can connect with all sorts of amazing people around the world that will support you in that area to expand your knowing, to expand your capacities with tapping into your knowing. But do please follow what you know. Create what's true for you. Do not be a follower and create what everybody else is creating. We need to have you and your creations and your voice in the world with what you know. If you are creating something and you're trying to figure out how it should be done, and there's no energy of excitement or joy there, I would really ask some more questions about that. I see a lot of people on social media completely mimicking the next person. And then they come away with feeling overwhelmed because it's not, quote unquote, working for them. Well, it's not your creation, darling. That's one of the reasons. If your energy isn't in it, if it's not turning you on, if it's not lighting you up, then the energy of what you're feeling when you're creating it is actually what's going to get created. So what do you know? What would be fun for you to create? What would you like to play with that would be different, that would bring your tribe to you? Yeah, your tribe. Your tribe is waiting to hear from you. Your tribe is waiting to see you, but you've got to be willing to show up. You've got to be willing to take that next step. And when you take that next step, guess what? There's going to be another message. There's going to be another nudge from the universe. There's going to be another map to follow. Just take that one step. Take that step every day. When you wake up in the morning, no matter what's going on in your head, clear it. Step into something that turns you on and lights you up. If coffee turns you on and lights you up, you have the best damn coffee ever. If going for a run lights you and your body up, make sure you make time for that. Choose the things that turn you on and light you up, and you will be creating that life of outrageous receiving. Take those steps. Create that life. You being happy changes the world. You creating from joy contributes to all of us. Please, my friends, you being in this world is not a coincidence, and it's not a mistake. And you choosing to step up every day changes it for all of us. And I know I'm here to change the world. Will you please acknowledge that you are and you came here, and now is the time? No matter what you are doing in the world, it doesn't matter what you are doing, but would you be willing to step into it with all the joy, with all the possibilities, each and every moment? knowing that you are the creator, a natural creator, and you choosing to be turned on and lit up actually changes it for all of us. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to hear from all of you. Please email me, Christine at Inspired Choices Network. Check out those packages I was talking about, and I will see you next week, my friends. So until we meet again, remember, you can always make another choice. The end is never right in front of you, just another choice. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have the best week of your life by making the choices that bring you all that you desire.